Hi, everybody. This is Zen Honeycutt of Moms Across America, and I'm here with Lori Olson. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Zen.
Lori is fantastic. She is the board president of Moms Across America. She's also a very happy mom of three children. She's a former employee of Microsoft for 8 years. She worked there, and she's been a stay-at-home mom for 17 years, homeschooling her children. That is a huge deal to homeschool for 17 years. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And she lives outside of Seattle in Puget Sound in Washington State. A lot of rain now?
No, not today.
Not today. Clearing. Got some sun in the background. Yep. So we're here today with Lori because she's going to tell us about her successes with the elimination diet, which she's going to tell us all about. And we're just very excited about this because it really takes something these days for people to stick to a particular way of eating, to shift how they're eating. And there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of temptations. There's a lot of things where we could go off track. But when you hear about somebody real and live that you know that's posting every day on Facebook, you know, how they're doing it and what they're eating, and you can see their successes, it's very exciting. So if you don't have the good fortune of being Lori's friend on Facebook and seeing her posts every day and how inspiring they are, you can watch this video and share it with your friends and family. So you can see what might be available for you through the elimination diet as well. So Lori, why don't you first of all tell us, why did you start going on the elimination diet?
Well, I tried something else for a while. I was on this as a juice fast. And at the end of the juice fast, which I did 44 days of juice fasting, not all together, but with a separation between a week or so. But I went right back on it. And then when I was finishing that, I got food poisoning, really bad. And so, and then after that, my weight just kept on climbing. And I was on this slow train with my weight gaining, every month, a pound here, a pound there. And I just didn't know how to fix it. It was like my body wasn't responding the same way to the foods I was eating. And, I was kind of foggy brain, so I couldn't really think about how to fix it. And then I happened to see Tom Maltaire at a conference, but I missed his talk. I was busy manning a table, and so I missed his talk, but I felt like that's the guy that I need to learn from. And then I saw him in the digestion sessions that Sean Croxton did. And what he said really resonated with me. And I realized that my body was reacting differently to foods that I'd eaten, normally. So, I was already off genetically modified food. I was already off gluten. I'd been off genetically modified food for the best of my ability for 7 years, off of gluten for 6 years. Well, okay. So from this date, 7 years ago, I got off genetically modified food. 6 years ago, I got off of gluten. Then when you had that talk with that scientist about the foods, the conventional foods that are getting sprayed with glyphosate, we changed that. We went totally organic.
So that was about 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we were still eating legumes now and then that were not, they were not genetically modified, but they were conventional. Mm-hmm. And we just didn't realize how important that part was. And now with the information that Tony Mitra is coming out with about the contamination levels, we're being even more vigilant.
Great. And for those of you who are watching who don't know what glyphosate is, it's the declared active chemical ingredient in Roundup, which 80% of GMOs, which are genetically modified foods, are engineered to withstand. So not only are GMOs sprayed with glyphosate, but non-organic food, such as lentils, which you just mentioned, in legumes, are sprayed with glyphosate-based herbicides such as Roundup or Rodeo just before harvest. And the problem with that is that these residues do not wash off. We consume them, we eat them, and glyphosate is known to be, amongst many things, one of the most important is an antibiotic, which destroys your gut bacteria, which can really mess up what's going on in your gut. It's also a chelator. It can withhold vital nutrients and minerals that you need in order for your body to be healthy. It's an endocrine disruptor, so it messes with hormones, which also can contribute to weight gain, right? And lo and behold, it's also a carcinogen. So many different reasons to avoid glyphosate. Oh, and it also causes liver disease as well. So, you know,
That's scary.
it's the many factored bonuses of glyphosate. And they spray this on our food unless it's organic. And so Lori has been learning about all of this going along the way, along with the rest of us. And she's been avoiding this the best she can, right? Would you say that?
Yeah, the best I can.
Okay. And yet you still had health issues.
Yeah.
And the weight gain. So we're going to get into why did you pick the elimination? Oh, so you said you saw
I saw him.
Yep.
And then it's like, so, you know, when you see something for the first time, then you see it again and again. Well, with Tom, you know, I saw him that first time, but I missed his talk. And then he was in the digestion sessions I was really interested in. And then I saw him in another one. I can't even remember. There's so many summits these days, but I saw him in another one, and it's like, I've got to get this guy's book. I mean, I was feeling like I really need to listen to what he has to say. And so I've got his book, and can you see it?
Yeah, The Elimination Diet by Alicia
That's his wife.
Oh, Sergestein and Tom Altair. Can you pull it up a little bit more? Discover the foods that are making that are making raise it up, making you sick and tired, feel better, and just read the bottom part. I can't read it.
Okay. And feel better fast.
Feel better fast.
Discover the foods that are making you sick and tired and feel better fast.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it says forward by Jeffrey Bland, PhD, founder of the Institute for Functional Medicine.
Great. Okay, so you found this book. And
so I got into this book, and Tom, I really enjoy his sense of humor. I really enjoy the way he presents things. And it was like, you know, these people would walk into his practice and it would be the food, you know, he'd just have them saying what they ate for the day. And he could tell them, you know, you need to, you know, get that out, and get that out. Now, you know, it's not like I drink soda. I don't drink soda. A lot of those people were actually drinking soda. I know enough not to ever drink soda. And, you know, I thought my sugar consumption wasn't that bad. But now when I think about what I'm eating now and what I ate then, my sugar consumption was pretty bad. Even though I get, the best sugar, organic sugar, and still it wasn't right how much sugar I was eating.
Let me jump in and add, if you want to find out more about sugar, I highly suggest on Netflix or Amazon right now, I'm not sure which one, it's called That Sugar Movie. And it talks about how much hidden sugar is in our everyday foods.
Uh-huh.
And there's also another movie called The Sugar Conspiracy by Jamie Oliver. And so there's some really good movies about sugar out there right now.
Yeah, I saw Fed Up, and they never cover GMOs at all.
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't cover GMOs or glyphosate. Glyphosate is sprayed on sugar as a drying.
But they did cover sugar. They covered sugar tremendously.
Right.
So,
okay, so you got the book and you started the diet. Walk us through, what does this diet do?
So what I did, I haven't even read the whole book yet. I'm on like page 70. But what he was saying made so much sense to me. And then I saw the thyroid.
Tell us particularly, what did he say that made sense to you?
To cut out the things that your body doesn't like, you know, and your body will tell you, even if, like, my body was, every time I'd have potatoes, well, not every time, but most of the times when I have potatoes, the next day I would feel my joints would ache. I mean, I'd feel like I had arthritis or something. I mean, it was really bad. I'm 55. So it just didn't make sense that I should feel so bad. And some days I wouldn't feel bad, but then after I had potatoes. So, and I've noticed that about potatoes, tomatoes, maybe not eggplants so much, but I realized, and pepper, like I can't have the kind of pepper that is on every table pretty much when you're out in a restaurant. Okay, so I can't have pepper. And I noticed that peppers themselves, like green peppers, red peppers, or the hot peppers, my body didn't like those either. So I pretty much figured out those are nightshades. So I decided, okay, when I do this, I'm going to cut out nightshades and see how I feel. And then I saw so part of me was going, I need to do this. But I was so brain fogged that I didn't actually jump in and do it. Plus, life is busy. I had, my oldest got married And so it was like I was trying to do timing, and I knew that we were going to have to travel in foreign country, and I was afraid I'd get sick again, which I did. So I wanted to do it after all the foreign travel was done. Mm-hmm. And so this year, I just figured for my birthday, that's what I'm going to give myself. I'm going to give myself the gift of health. I'm going to focus on this and healing myself. And so I dove into Tom's book again. And, it's amazing what we can have in our very own household library that's like the answer to so many things. And it had been sitting there. I'd had it for, I think, 2 years, and I hadn't done it yet. So I just dove into the book again, and I was like, okay, I haven't even finished the book, but I know that there are certain foods that I need to cut out. And the nightshades were one of them.
So to be clear, he doesn't tell you what to cut out. You listen to your body and figure out what it is you need to cut out.
He tells you some things. He tells you that there are certain things that the majority of people who come to him have as trigger foods.
Like what? Give us an example.
Well, like, anything genetically modified. Mm-hmm. A lot of processed foods. A lot of times people have trouble with the processed foods. So he suggests, cutting out processed foods. Grains, a lot of people have problems with grains. Dairy, so many people have problems with dairy. Sometimes people can have problems. A lot of it's obvious. People can have problems with soy. Mm-hmm. People can have problems with, fish or shellfish. Well, mostly shellfish. He doesn't, I've opted to do this with eating a vegan diet for the last month and then this month, just because somebody on Facebook had a challenge to do that. Mm-hmm. And normally I would be eating eggs and butter still, but those are the only things I still had to cut out. I'd cut out, red meat. I'd cut out any meat, really.
Right.
Because that's something that can bother somebody. If they already are having gut issues, then they could be having trouble with that.
Okay, I'd just like to jump in and say here to point out to people that GMOs, processed foods, grains, dairy, soy, and shellfish are some of the highest, most inflammatory, most reactionary foods to human beings in the current food system right now. Thousands of years ago, we ate all these, or at least hundreds of years, we ate all of these foods, no problem. The difference is most of these are genetically modified, or they are highly sprayed with toxins. Or like shellfish, they're in oceans now, which are being drained, toxins are draining into them. So we believe the major contributing factor of these health issues and these health problems and reactions to food is not actually the food, it is what's being done to them, right? And the toxins that are being applied to them. So we're not out there saying all dairy is bad and all grains are bad or all soy or whatever. There are many harmful factors about these foods because they've been hybridized or genetically modified or whatever, and they could just be not good for certain people, right? Mm-hmm. But we're not making a blanket statement about those foods. So he says to, in general, eliminate these foods. And the concept is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the concept with an elimination diet is you pretty much clear the slate, right? You clear out as much as possible. And then after your gut begins to heal or is healed, then you can reintroduce things back slowly, one at a time, to see if your body can then adapt to those. Is that correct?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Right. So you get rid of all the trigger foods.
Yeah.
And then you slowly introduce things back in one at a time.
Because otherwise you can't tell what is making your joints achy or your stomach.
My face inflamed. My face
inflamed. Yeah.
I get like a red. It would look almost like a constant blush.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing makeup. I don't wear makeup. I just don't.
Yeah.
So what you see is what you get. My face is as it is. And
so I just want to point out, it's not necessarily forever with people. That it is a process to eliminate these foods. You can reintroduce things back in. You may find out that some foods you're never going to have again. Or you may find out my gut is healed. I'm able to have wheat now and then, or I'm able to have a little bit of soy or whatever. So hope is not all lost. And I do want to tell people, so instead of making them wait to the end on your successes, can you tell us how much weight have you lost? When did you start and how much weight have you lost?
So I started March 20th and I've lost 25 pounds so far.
How long was that? How many weeks?
20th? Well, it's about little over, well, we're at May 8th.
Right. So it's a
So,
little bit over a month,
yeah,
right?
not even 2 full months yet.
Wow, 25 pounds.
Yeah.
And so is that a couple of pounds a week then, right?
I think that, I mean, at first it was inflammation. So I lost a lot at the very, very beginning, but now I think I'm kind of steadying down to about 5 pounds a month. I think it's going to be about 5 pounds a month. That's all I'm shooting for. I don't want to go faster than that because I'm 55. So, my skin's not what it used to be. And I want it to keep up with my weight loss.
Okay,
So
great.
I don't
So
want to
you're
go
doing
too
it
fast.
slowly and gradually. It's not like you're trying to lose a pound a day
No.
through fasting. Okay.
Okay. So as I lose weight, right now I'm at about 197. And I was at the worst. Like when I first found out about GMOs, I was at 245.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm only 5'5¾".
Yeah.
It was not a good weight for me, and I was miserable.
Right.
And even at the beginning of this, I was at 220, or around that. Beginning of March, I was at 222, and before I started really reading Tom's book, I was just doing a few things that I knew to do, and I lost 2 pounds between the 1st of March and March 20th, and then the rest of the weight I've lost it since March 20th.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what do you eat now?
Fruits and vegetables, and some coconut oil, sometimes some flax oil, but not very often. And I do use hemp hearts because of the omega-3s in them. And I use a little bit of, I found a good source of vitamin C powder. So I put that in I've just done that the last couple of days, put a little bit of that in one of my smoothies. But mostly I'm just finishing off my smoothie today. This is the color.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What's in that? Tell us what's in that.
Okay, so I got these big, beautiful leaves of lettuce. It's kind of like a green leaf, but it seemed kind of like a cross between romaine and green leaf lettuce, but they were amazing. This is like from the outer leaves, very, very green. So I did about 6 of those. And then I did 11 ounces of filtered water, some 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts, a tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 small mango, about a half a banana, and I think that's it. I left out the blueberries. I usually put blueberries in it too, but I just had those.
So I'm hearing that, is that it? Is that everything in it?
Yeah, I think that
Well,
is.
an avocado. Don't you usually put an avocado?
Yeah, I did. I put in a 1/4 of an avocado. I noticed if I use a banana, then I don't want to use quite so much avocado, but it really adds a nice flavor to it.
Okay, great. So you've got this great smoothie. Do you have it morning, lunch, and dinner? Just that?
No. I just have it 1 or 2 meals a day. The rest of the meals, I can have like a salad, or I can cook up some, cabbage. Sometimes I cook up, like I don't eat cruciferous stuff unless it's slightly cooked, because I notice that I have problems with that when it's raw.
Okay.
So like spinach, I'll cook it. There's just certain foods that I do better with them cooked.
Okay, so everybody needs to notice, what foods do you do well with? This is really about getting in tune to your body.
Yeah.
And feeling what you feel. I think so many Americans now think it's normal to feel tired after a meal, to feel achy, to feel, like there's memory loss and fogginess, that's just normal. And you at one point said enough. You noticed that it didn't feel good. You accepted that it was not normal. And you said, it's time to do something different. And you found the elimination diet. There's many different diets for many different people that you can try, but this one is working for you. We're so glad to hear this working for you, and that it's not a big drastic deal. You are eating delicious foods, obviously.
Yeah.
Coconut, mango, blueberries. I have to say, there's
really
a lot of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in that.
It's really good. The lettuce, it counteracts it. So,
Okay.
I mean, you can do, what you do is you work your way up to a lot more lettuce and a lot less fruit.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you
it's
start with
one
fruit.
very small mango. I mean, I use small mangoes mostly. If
Mhm.
if I had a large mango, then I would probably split it up into a couple of smoothies. But in the banana, I use like small bananas, usually half a small banana.
Okay. All right. So not a whole banana, right?
No,
Okay.
not a whole banana. Not
Now,
a
have you looked into, I mean, we're right now looking into the low carb, no carb, state of ketosis. Does the elimination diet talk anything about how when your body is burning sugars, it'll burn your muscles, your meat and muscles rather than burning fat? Have you looked into the whole ketosis thing and low carbs? Because you're essentially doing a very low carb diet. It's just there is some sugar, right?
if they yeah, I guess so. I just feel like I guess I'm going more on what I learned a while back from Victoria Botenko about combining things and that we need to eat a whole lot more greens. And
Mhm.
so I'm just trying, because in our family, we'd buy a head of lettuce and it'd die in our refrigerator before it got eaten, pretty much. That doesn't happen anymore. I go through a lot of lettuce.
Mhm.
And my body is responding really well to this. It might not be the right thing for everybody, but I started off where I would use more of the fruit and less of the greens, and I've just kept on adding on more and more greens and less fruit until pretty soon I probably won't be having them sweet at all. But my sweet tooth is, I mean, I used to eat a lot of sugary stuff, and I don't do that anymore.
Right.
So it doesn't, I mean, I do really well on this. So
Awesome. Well, so you feel good.
yeah, I don't have the
And
brain fog. I've had, health issues that have gone away or dissipated. And yeah, I feel really, really good. And it is, you're right, it is not normal. After you have, after you eat, you should feel energized. You shouldn't feel like, you're ready to take a nap.
right.
I find that
That's what
now.
Americans do now, unfortunately, and they're not eating enough greens. And these smoothies are a way to get some great greens raw. It's also raw. There's a lot of diets that promote raw food. So this is essentially mostly raw food, right? You are eating one cooked meal, but you're eating 2/3 raw food. Now, do you feel hungry during the day? Are you
No,
cranky?
no, I used to eat, and then I want to have a snack about an hour and a half later.
Right.
And, I just realized my digestion probably wasn't getting all the nutrients out of the food that I was eating.
Mhm.
But with this, it makes it really simple for my body. And I'm not
You're
hungry.
not hungry. And so do you find that you're spending more money on food? I mean, I know, bananas and not bananas, but blueberries and mangoes can be kind of expensive and avocados. Are you finding that you're spending more money on food or is it about the same?
I'm not spending any money on meat. I mean, everybody else in the family is mostly eating the
Yeah.
same that they ate before. But I'd be really surprised. I should price it out, and see how I'm doing. But really, I'm just eating fruits and vegetables and, you know, not eating any meat.
Wow. Well, that's great to hear. It's so
Yeah.
25 pounds in 6 weeks without feeling hungry,
Yeah.
feeling great,
Mhm.
losing the weight and getting back into your pants that you mentioned before,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
back into your pants.
I
Yes.
had one pair of pants when I got to the worst that I was at. I mean, I never went back to 245, never.
Mhm.
But after learning about GMOs, I mean, I lost like 30 pounds just from switching off of anything genetically modified.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long did that take?
Oh, it was just like in the first, I think it was just the first year, in 1 year.
Wow, you lost 30 pounds just by getting
Yeah.
off
Just by
GMOs.
getting off GMOs.
That's
Everybody in my family lost weight. My kids, I mean, they were still growing, but at the very first, they lost 5 pounds each. My husband lost 30 pounds. I think he lost 35 pounds.
Yeah, and what that means for people who are just, it's hard to know what what GMOs are
Yeah.
because they're not labeled, right? And that was why you fought so hard with I-522 for
Yeah.
GMO labeling in Washington and how we met, right?
Yeah.
But for the people out there that, are still not sure about that, because they're not labeled, really all we can say is eat organic, the easiest thing. I mean, if you want to memorize what all the GMOs are, which are fine, it's, soy and corn and sugar and zucchini, some yellow squash, green papaya, Hawaiian papaya, some green apples, some potatoes. Like if you want to memorize all that, that's fine. I personally have too much stuff in my brain going on. So, I mean, now I memorize it because we talk about it, but as a shopper, when I go out, I just want to buy organic, and that is free of GMOs, and it's mostly free of toxins. There might be a little bit of contamination, but we just want to let people know it can be easy to shop this way. You just look for organic as much as possible. Correct?
Yeah. Plus we want to support those farmers, who are doing
we support farmers. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you. We're just about time's up. So I want to just say thank you, Lori Olson, for sharing with us your success. Hold the book up again so that we can see the whole cover. So this is The Elimination Diet. Back it up a little bit so we can see the whole cover. There we go. The Elimination Diet by Tom Malterre and his wife. And we're very thankful for Tom.
I'm going to say the other ones that I've paid attention to that I've got is this one.
Okay.
By Dr. Isabella Wentz.
Okay.
And also this, Charlotte Gerson's Healing
the Gerson Way, Defeating Cancer and Other Chronic Illnesses.
Yeah. So great. I don't have that problem, but she's got a lot of good ideas. So
well, I do want to say for people who don't have cancer, the type of diet that you're doing right now can prevent things such as cancer, right? I mean, right now, 1 out of 2 males and 1 out of 3 females are expected to get cancer in America today. Those are not good odds. If you are not doing something to prevent cancer, your odds are very likely that you will get it. If not you, your spouse or your loved one. So it's very important to take action now and look at what foods are you eating, what can you cut out that is cancer causing. Definitely going organic will eliminate a whole bunch of toxins that have been shown to cause cancer. So it is worth it to buy organic. It is worth it to look at your diet. It's worth it to be aware of your body. And what you're doing, Lori, is really tuning into your body and what works for you. And bravo, congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. So go to momsacrossamerica.org for more information. We'll post this video up there. We also have a YouTube channel. This will be there. Please share it and get more information about GMOs, about glyphosate, and health solutions on our website, momsacrossamerica.org. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. Any support that you can give us really goes a long way in getting information out to people all across the country and around the world to have better, healthier communities and to protect the future for our children. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.